Hello, I'm Chrissy Seaton. Today's video is about the responsibility we have for animals and our environment. It comes from the Noahide law, which says that you will not eat the meat of a still living animal. And part of that law refers to not only animal welfare and animal kindness, but also refers to the environment with which we live in. As you probably all know, at this time, Australia is experiencing, first of all, a very severe drought across wide areas of Australia. And unfortunately, with that coming into the summer, we've just recently, particularly over the last few days, experienced dreadful fires and across parts of Australia, very severe. There's been 3 lives lost so far, and countless homes and community areas have been either destroyed or severely affected. And what has happened, it's been like a firestorm because there's been extreme wind, and that coupled with the dry undergrowth because of the drought, and probably a lot to do with us not being responsible in managing our environment. This is what has caused these devastating fires to fall upon us. As I said, part of the 7 Noahide laws is, it's called Ava Mina Hahai, and that means that's the law to do with not eating the limb of a still living animal. Ava Mina Hahai. So, our responsibility to the animals and also to the environment, it must be based on common sense. Noahide, common sense, reasonability. In other words, don't be stupid. Now, we all know that God controls the climate, but man has a responsibility to exercise caution in all he or she does. So our responsibilities or cautions would include being responsible in selective land clearing. There are some trees that are very good for stock fodder, and particularly in this time of drought, they can be cut down and used for cattle feed or sheep feed, and they regenerate and regrow quite quickly anyway. That's their purpose. And also community and dwelling responsibility. So we need to be careful where we build our communities and where we build our houses to live in. There needs to be common sense when it comes to the environment that we're placing these dwellings in or building them. So it needs to be accessible to water, of course. We need to have grazing land if you're a farmer. Certainly you need to have trees. You need timber for fencing materials, building houses, all manner of things, furniture, making furniture. But that doesn't mean to say, again, that you're going to build your house in the middle of a thick pine forest or eucalyptus gum trees. That would be silly, wouldn't it? Because if those trees aren't managed properly and land care is neglected, if a fire goes through, they have oils and gases that just explode. They cause devastation all around. The same could be said, would we knowingly build a community on low-lying area that is habitually flooded every year when the rainy season starts? That would be stupidity also. So while God does control our climate, it is up to us to be sensible and not act stupidly. Our elders, particularly our Indigenous elders, always understood land care in Australia, and that required, they would backburn, they would do small fires every year, and what that would do would be clean up all the dead undergrowth, and it wouldn't affect the tall trees or the koalas up the trees. It would be done in a small controlled area where any wildlife had plenty of time to escape, and it would clear and clean the land of anything like ticks, and it would allow regrowth of healthy grasses and the healthy new trees to come up without destroying the established trees and forest. So this is what's called exercising caution and being responsible. So I'll repeat that. God controls the climate, but man has to exercise caution and sensibility when it comes to our environmental area, be it our community in a town, or if we live on the land where our farmhouse is. You don't leave your gutters full of leaves. You don't build your farmhouse in the middle of a forest of trees and expect if a fire comes through that you will escape. Now, a fire can start with a lightning strike in a storm. It can be started by arsonists, and when you have strong winds and something as simple as cutting your lawn with a lawnmower can spark on a stone if it hits it, and you've got a fire. And you can't just race and get a bucket of water and put that out. It'll take off. If there's wind, dry grass, that's it. It goes straight through everything. So what I'm getting to here is that while God does control the climate, we must be very prudent in how we manage our community. Don't litter and pollute. Don't waste. Recycle. Be sensible, and don't confuse climate change with common sense and responsibility. We must be sensible. We must reduce any risk factors that could be present, and God will continue to control our climate, but we have to manage it, manage the resources He has given us. We have to reduce risks, and at all times exercise caution and common sense. That's how we work with God. That's how we honour God's blessings and gifts to us. He's given us this land. He's given us our timbers to build with. So we have a responsibility to honour that gift, that blessing, and that's by being sensible. Please remember, God controls the climate and mankind needs to exercise caution. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, ask questions, click the like button, and please, most of all, take care of yourself, your community, and your environment. Bye. God bless.